Mahila, so the night that at Aliante I faced this Mexican guy that was it looked like they were doing a ginger with a girl. They girl was telling a story about how her legs were up in the air or something, like her legs and this other guy's legs went up in the air and they did splits or something. Like they had a case, like she had a court case, and like the police were looking into it. Something had happened where she was getting hit or something, so they were disrespecting her, these two Mexicans, kind of, and then she had a drink that they were trying to get her to drink. So it was ginger. They gave her a hot dose. So I picked up the drink, threw it in the sink at my corner sink where I go to throw out my drinks. And then they got in my face. And I said, "Sit the fuck down." I said, "You were being disrespectful. That's why I did that. I'll pay for your drinks." And that's what I said. And I kept saying it. I was like, I'm not saying anything else. Like, you know what you did. And he knew, because he kept doing this face like he knew what I was saying. And he was like, "You got something wrong." He's like, "You got something wrong," like saying something's wrong with me, like saying I'm handicapped or something. And then um so so then they were in my face, both of them, these two guys, and they were saying they were married to those girls. It was two girls, and they're married. They're married couples. So I said, "I'll pay for the drinks," and I kept saying it. And then Gene was kind of in my face too at the bar, and I said, "Gene, I'll pay for it." And then Buddy came over, Buddy Solomon, Nick Nozell, and then this other guard came over who's dressed up kind of, and then they calmed everything down. And I talked to Buddy, and I was calm with Buddy. Everything was okay. So then, right then, Gob died in Namibia. Namibia. Okay, Namibia, the country. Gob died, who's Gob, like gobble turkey. He died. So then I went to Checkers, and I had that Man of Sin, which was actually the Song of Moses. That was that night. So the day of, before that, I went downtown to Circa, and I hadn't slept the night before. This is why I really need my sleep, because I start getting crazy if I don't sleep. And I hadn't slept the night before, and I went to Circa, and all these girls were there doing a bikini contest. Can you believe it? So I went, and I was like, I only had to pay $25. I'm like, this is great. I was like, I was so happy, man. I was so happy. And I actually went on the day they were doing a bikini contest. I couldn't believe it. So they all came out, did a bikini contest, and there were girls from Ukraine and Russia too. Like, they were all beautiful. There was this one girl from the Seminole College in Florida. Like, they were all beautiful. And so I watched it, and then they were doing the top 10. So they did the top 10 girls, and the girl that I thought should have been in there wasn't in there. So I was dressed at this point. Like, I got in the pool for a little bit, and then I put my clothes back on, and she was walking away, and I went over to her, and she had this like Ree with her, like a Ree with her. And so I said to her, and at first I couldn't talk. I was doing a Perry Stone. At first, my mouth was moving, but I wasn't saying anything because I was nervous. And then I was like, "I think you should have won." And she didn't get in the top 10. And then she was about to say something. Then I said, "Have a good night." And I walked off, and then I left. And then I went to Aliante, talked to the cats, and then I moved seats but over to where I usually am. And that's when that went down with the Mexicans. Thank you. Have a good night.